All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode, Ramblin' Radio, episode number 96, and 4 more away from 100. Still might quit at 99. We'll see. We got an amazing episode today. If you are watching this on YouTube, you got a little pretty picture of me, and not the video, just because I am recording this a little bit late at night, the night before this podcast is releasing. It was so good. I just wanted to get it out there as fast as possible, and I want you guys to get impacted by it. It really was. I had so much fun recording it. It was with Josh Ball, a Creator's Blueprint member, and he just kind of opened up and talked about his commitment to going full time. And there's really three. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into taking this leap, but I think we really broke it down nicely for you guys, and that was by believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and the reason why people get so tripped up is just that fear of the unknown, not knowing if they can actually do this, if they're actually capable of doing this. So that's number one. Number two is investing in yourself. You're going to hear where Josh invested with me, with my filmmaking course and the Creator's Blueprint, of course, but then other workshops and things as well, and what that did to completely catapult his career. And then number three, taking the leap and knowing that when you do take the leap, the net will appear. And that's when things really start getting exciting for you. So really unbelievable episode. You're going to love it. And it's also exciting because the Creator's Blueprint is officially open for enrollment. We opened it yesterday. There are only 4 more days, including today, that you can sign up for the Creator's Blueprint. It closes on Friday at midnight Pacific Standard Time. This is the last one of 2021. So if you're thinking about it and you've been wanting to do this for a while, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. The Creator's Blueprint is everything you need to start, build, and scale your own creative business, but more importantly, a business that actually gives you what you want, and that is more freedom. Not more clients, not more followers, not more just sales in general, but freedom, which sounds it sounds so insane because so many of us creatives are so used to the grind. We're so used to the hamster wheel of editing and shooting and going back and forth between these things, and being handcuffed to this freelancing career, this content creating career, if you're on YouTube, that we started to gain freedom, and yet we're working longer hours than we've ever worked. We are staring at a computer more than we've ever stared at a computer, and we're busier than ever. And just because you work for yourself, everything, like if you were to look on paper, the things that you're doing, the hours that you're working, you have a job. You have a job. You don't have a business. You have a job. The Creator's Blueprint was designed to turn that job into an actual business so you can work on your business and not in your business 24/7. What does that look like? There's so much that's included. Video modules, we've got live coaching, you've got execution guides, step-by-step formulas, email templates, how to pitch, how to sell digital products, everything that you need to start thriving in today's online noisy ass world. So with that said, the Creator's Blueprint's officially open. Closes on Friday, August 27th at midnight. Get in. It's a small investment considering the amount of value and how much you are going to exponentially grow in revenue, in your business, and the freedom in your life. Enjoy this episode with Josh Ball, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm so excited for this. This has been a long time coming. We've been kind of talking about this back and forth for what, like I feel like 7 months, almost like a year or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I would say at least 6 months. I think I might have thrown the idea out there
Yeah.
around my story and how I've gone from well we've seen my that progress. When I remember when we first started, I first started the filmmaking course, and I was desperate to try and figure out how to do Final Cut, and
Yeah.
then that's when it first started. And then yeah, obviously as you progress in your business and things rolled on, I thought that my story was quite unique. Well, everyone's story is unique, right? But
Right.
from the progression from yeah my old Canon 70D to now, it's been a good couple of years. It's been a good journey. So I thought it would be nice to share it to people and try and inspire others
Yeah.
to show where you can go. And there's so much more to keep leveling up and to keep moving forward. But it's been a
Yes.
good journey so far. I'm
Yeah,
also
dude.
always trying to help other people as well, like to inspire and let other people know that they can do it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into all that stuff. Your social media, your future digital products and things like that. I want to talk about and kind of pick your brain a little bit on that. But I mean, you've come such a long way. I feel like, at least since I've known you, and you started in photography, right? And you found me through the filmmaking course. Is that how it got started
Yeah,
for you?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I did originally. You know what? If we dial it back, I think I actually started making these shitty little videos on my GoPro. I reckon so many people start that way.
Oh yeah.
When I was traveling around Europe, but then
Yeah.
as I kept on, like one of my friends lent me his 70D, and then I started taking photos more seriously, and then I think yeah the photo I took photos more seriously at the start, and
Hmm.
then and I really started enjoying taking photos, and and then it progressed onto video because I love music, and I know you do too. Like
Hmm.
getting listening to music and just sort of getting that vision that really sort of started to progress into, okay, we can bring in sound design, we can bring in music, we can bring in all these other elements which can help create a story. And now I'm pretty much obsessed with video, but I love both. It's hard to decide when I'm going out and shooting for fun. I'll be like, oh, I love this photo, or let's get some video, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a funny one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Going back and forth is always like a struggle because it's such a different mindset. Because when you're filming, and I know you know this because of your YouTube channel and your vlogs and stuff, it's like you got to keep the story like, oh, wait, what did I shoot like 5 minutes ago and stuff? And, with photography, it's so, you capture that moment and you can move on.
yeah,
But with the video stuff, it's like, it's just an overload of information. Um,
exactly.
so yeah, I get it. But you started. I don't really remember, but when I when you came into the filmmaking course and I started to see the stuff that you had going on, I feel like you had been taking photos for a little bit then, like a good amount of time, because I saw your stuff and I'm like, whoa, this guy's fucking good, right?
Yeah, that was September 19. Is that right? When you the filmmaking course?
I
I
mean, it was,
think.
yeah. I mean, I was selling it then. Yeah, absolutely. I don't
Okay,
remember
so
when you
you're into
joined, but yeah, that sounds familiar. It was around that time.
okay. So yeah, I had definitely mid 2018. I think I was diving heavily into photography. It
Yeah.
was it. Do we want to take it back to the store? Like it depends how
Yeah.
far we want to go back.
Let's do it. Yeah,
And
I'm just talking. Let's take
yep,
it
yep.
back. You want to
Okay, we can take
let's
it
do
back.
that.
All right, we can take it back to discovering how I discovered the photography and then how it's progressed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, traveling around Europe in 2016 with a GoPro, and that was like the first moment when I realized that there was something there. I think I've always realized, like, not knowing that, like, I've had a bit of creative mind, or I've got a bit of a weird, unique kind of vision when I hear music, like I was saying. But for whatever reason, yeah, I just wanted to. The first time I picked up that GoPro and I just started making videos around Europe, there was something there. There was something quite special, and then I would add on the music, and I was like, this is really, really cool. I enjoy this. But they say you are your average of your 5 closest friends. The saying, and none of my friends were doing video. None of my friends were doing photo. They were all tradesmen. They were all either electricians, plumbers, builders. And I never really got a push into the creative world from my parents. So if it's not in your life, I feel like you're a bit of the odd sheep to try and go out and pursue it. And I wasn't around a lot of creative people, so I didn't think it was an option. And that's probably for everyone listening at home. Like it's probably very unfortunate that a lot of people probably don't think it's an option until they've got someone around them or in their family or someone else that's creative and trying to push them into it, because otherwise we get scared. And I feel like there must be so many talented people out there that do not pursue it because of external influences, which is a real shame, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, that was me at the start. That was me. I come from a farming background, not many creative people around me to push it. It's funny though, my mum's was a journalist. So she is like, well, she was a journalist.
That's creative, yeah.
Very creative, yeah. And she actually has a bunch of old cameras she used to use. She even gave me, I don't know if you've seen, I've got an old Fujica film camera, which I rock all the time now. It's great. but for whatever reason, she didn't quite push me into it. And I knew there was something there when I was traveling around Europe, and I kept on shooting some video on GoPro. Mm-hmm. And then the Europe trip finished, and I moved back with my girlfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved back to my city, Perth, I knew there was something missing. I went back to being an electrician, and I knew there was something missing, and it was that creative flair, that creative energy that I was doing, and I was just missing it. But I thought at the time it was like nature. I thought it was because I traveled around Iceland, Norway, all around these beautiful places. And I thought, well, I think it's the nature that I'm missing here, because there's something missing and I can't quite put my finger on it. So I decided to move back to the farm, and because of my family farm. And I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend because she wanted to stay in the city, and I wanted to move back to the farm where I could get the nature and get more outdoor lifestyle, and live that lifestyle. And that's when things went downhill for me, because obviously it was quite a heavy breakup, and there was a lot of loneliness and a lot of isolation on a farm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, you can probably picture that in the US, you guys have so much land out there. And it was just very isolating, very lonely. And I went into a really pretty solid depression state, anxiety attacks, and really went downhill. And I was in a fair bit of trouble, to be honest. I was, it was very bad. Let's say it was rock bottom. That was the start of 2018. And I just couldn't get myself right. I was super desperate. I'd stopped drinking because every time I'd sort of have a beer or a few drinks with my family, like, things would come up, and I would just come up in tears. I couldn't even go through dinner without,
really,
basically crying to my parents. It was
even after
so
a couple
bad.
drinks.
Well, that's the bad thing about alcohol, right? It kind of numbs the pain, but it always comes back up the next day when you're hungover or whatever.
Right.
So it was just a very bad, lonely place, because I'm very social. And then I went to that environment where it's very isolated, and how pain, it was a certain amount of pain. It was, the most pain I've ever been in. And I knew I had to do something about it. And I had that Canon that a friend lent to me when I left Europe. So I started two things that helped me like, hugely. I went and actually saw a psychologist. You guys call them therapist, I think, over there. So I started seeing
both.
a therapist, and I started shooting photos again. And they were the two things that like really started to improve my life and just brought me happiness again. So I think it was that creative flair as I started to keep shooting that really got me a bit happier. And then I just continued to do it. And I actually was like, this is it. Like this, as I kept on shooting, I was farming, I was listening to photography podcasts on the tractor. Every chance I got, I was just educating myself, trying to figure out why I was like depressed and having anxiety attacks. So I've been listening to a lot of photography and mindset podcasts, and I just became obsessed with that and continued to shoot and shoot and shoot. And I remember, I think you've spoken to him, that bearded guy podcast.
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby. Yeah, I remember one time I was on a tractor and he said, you've got to go all in and trust your intuition. And my intuition was telling me like there's something here in this photography and filmmaking, and I've got to pursue it. And I was in like, I felt like I was out of options. I felt like this is the one thing that I'm going all in on. Photo and video. I don't care what anyone says. This makes me feel happy. I'm doing this. So from that decision, listening to that guy, I was like, this is it. I'm going all in. And from there, I started to discover Emmett Sparling, who I'm not sure if you're aware of his work. He's a Canadian photographer. And this is where like the manifestation thing starts to come in, which is a really interesting story. I started watching like The Secret. It just went crazy. Everything just went like, I'm doing everything I can to make this happen. Like it was just, and I'm still doing it now. But I started to, watch The Secret and around manifestation, hard work, following your intuition, and self-belief. That's like been the 4 core pillars that I've kept till today. And I also at the very start, I thought, my strategy has been, if I see someone like Emmett Sparling, or in the wedding filmmaking industry, say Henry Martins, they're up here, I'm down here. How can I bridge the gap, the knowledge and skill gap, to get to where they are? And my strategy has been, okay, educate myself, get in contact with them, build a community, get coaching, and let's see how we can bridge that knowledge and skill gap to the top of the world. Your Henry Martins in the wedding filmmaking industry, Emmett Sparling's Short Stash. You know, I know all the US love Short Stash, Garrett King, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's
everyone goes nuts. I mean, the tones.
Those tones.
The tones.
Yeah. So I mean, he has beautiful work. But anyway, good on him for putting out a course for the whole of America to see how he does his editing, right? But it's and that was my strategy. So, and I'd started, Emmett Sparling. So I did his online workshop, and then I just was like obsessed with it, and that immediately got me a bit better in shooting photo and editing. And then a few months later, he announced that he was having a workshop in Vancouver. And I ummed and ahed about it. I was like, it's a lot of money. Can I really afford this? Should I do it? And then I'm just thinking, I'm all in. This is my thing. Like, I've got to go.
Yep.
And he was like the pinnacle for me. He was like so incredible, and still is. And it's just, he's got amazing work. And I decided to go. And so then 6 months later, after doing the online workshop, I found myself in Vancouver with 40 other creatives around the world, including Sam Calder, Chelsea Kawhi, Matthew Harnell, and his partner. Anyway, and there I was in Vancouver, meeting Emmett Sparling, shooting with him, shooting portraits, and just working together as a community and meeting like-minded people from around the world. And that was one of my biggest moments where it just flicked for me. I was like, okay, if I can put my mind to something like this and go all in and just have that mindset shift of having that self-belief and thinking this is what is meant for me. I'm here meeting the best in the world, working with the best in the world, and building this community, being coached by Emmett. How far can I actually take this?
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, that changed my life when I was over there. It was the coolest thing that I've ever done. It was amazing. And I came back to the farm, and I knew that this was it for me. Like a lot of other people were saying, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to, like, you're quite good at this. You've got to pursue this. And that was just really good encouragement. And I think it's so important. And I know you have the Facebook pages and the community, and everyone just builds everyone up. And I think that's incredible. I think we all need that. So to the people out there, like, keep building that community, keep helping others out, and keep growing together, because as you all grow together, it lifts everyone up. And that's super special, I think. So that's amazing. And that was the community that I started to have. And from then on, and I still talk to so many of them today. And then it continues on. But basically, I ended up moving back to the farm. So I came back to the farm after that trip, and I thought, okay, I'm going to move to a creative place in the Southwest where I'm from, where there's a lot of weddings. It's quite a destination spot. It's called Margaret River. I'm not sure if it's probably the most. I'm on the west coast of Australia. So there's Perth, and then south of that is Margaret River, and this beautiful winery destination surfing spot that a lot of people go to. And they have heaps of weddings. And I was like, well, I'm going to go start shooting some weddings and just get involved, see if I can get work with wineries, see if I can do this and build a community. And I moved there, and then I started shooting some video and photo. And I've been working very, very hard at it. And I think every day I have a philosophy, right? And this comes from Michael Gervais, who has a podcast called Finding Mastery. And it's really amazing on mindset. And he said everyone should have a philosophy. It's every day. Mine is every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. So I try and learn something, whether it's 5 or 10 minutes every day. It's just sitting down, whether it's an editing, shooting, whatever it is, something creative, to just go out and learn something. And that'll compound every single day. And you'll find yourself over time, your skill set will just slowly rise and rise and rise. And before you know it, you'll be like very good. You'll be quite good. It's a slow mover, right? Like, we just have to continue to be patient, right? But the action doesn't have to be extreme, but the commitment to consistency does.
Yeah.
And for me, that's where it is. We just have to be a bit patient. But and I started my first wedding was down there, was for free for a friend, and then I felt like I could charge, and then I started charging. I think my second wedding, I actually a friend of mine asked if I could shoot hers, and I charged $2,000. And
that's a lot for a second wedding. Not many people do
totally.
that.
I know, yeah, totally. It was a lot, but I felt like that because I've been working so hard at my skill set, been doing the filmmaking course that you provided, because that was at the end of 2019, and that was right when I was transitioning to Margaret River, and that was huge help for me. Like, meeting Tommy and all the guys there at the filmmaking course, that was incredible, and I loved that. And that actually, I was scared to buy Final Cut. I was like, do I do this and I do this, you know?
What?
And then, it was this weird thing. It's like, you got to just do it, because it's so intimidating, you know?
Why? Just the platform, like all the features and just editing in general?
Yeah. And so I think I was maybe not scared, but just like, oh, okay, this is another commitment. But in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, you're all in. You've got to do it. And yeah, just to go back slightly, on that Canadian trip, a friend of mine that I met over there from the East Coast, he said that just start playing with video, because I was more photo, and the video really interested me. And he said, just start playing. So I just started playing with video, and that cruised into. So yeah, that's why I got quite interested in doing that. And yeah, but the filmmaking course was incredible. And that got me more and more involved, and I learned a lot from all the community you provide and your skills, as you are a very, very good storyteller. I admire your storytelling, actually, Zach. It's pretty amazing.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
And yeah, I was binge watching your YouTube channel for a while there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then yeah, $2,000 for that first wedding, and then started to create a. Is that wind an issue, or is that okay?
Yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let me know if it is.
I will. We're okay.
And then yeah, more and more people it was a slow mover, right? More and more people just started asking, hey, can you shoot my wedding? Can you shoot this? Can you shoot me? Like, let's do some portraits. Let's do this. And it just started progressing. And then the last wedding I shot, I charged $4,900.
Wow.
And now I'm booking into
That's money.
$5,000. Yeah. So, and now I'm booking to $5,000 plus weddings coming into this next season, which starts in September. All because of a few strategies I brought in, and it's mindset. It really, really is. I think you've got to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Because that's where it starts. That's the core. And if we can practice mindset, we go to the gym, we work out, we exercise. It's just as important to work on your mind, so you can give yourself the self-belief and encouragement to move forward and pursue what you want. And that's really important. The most important words are the words we say to ourselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, the mind is the domino effect to everything. I mean, even this morning, like, we got the Careers Blueprint out right now, and I was having some tech issues, and I'm putting out fires and stuff, and like I had that thought in the back of my mind that I just wanted to just stop. Like, I was getting so frustrated, and it almost crippled my day. It crippled all of the actions that I was going to plan on taking, the content that I was going to make, and all these things. And so people that just focus on these tangible, actionable strategy formula type stuff, it's really the mind that's going to allow you to show up every day and consistently every single day. And people need to pay a lot more attention to that. And I'm hoping this podcast, and I know your content and with your YouTube channel, you talk about that message quite a bit. How's if you don't mind, I kind of want to get into your personal brand type stuff, because you're killing it with these videos. Are you having a lot of fun with those? It seems like it.
YouTube videos?
Yeah, kicking ass.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Where did that start? I think I had this thought, and it was that encouragement from friends that I met in Vancouver was sort of said to me that you kind of have the personality for it. I mean, not to sound like a douche.
Yeah, but you do. That's good awareness. It's good awareness.
Yeah.
You're pretty extroverted, aren't you?
I actually think when I start putting that camera in my face, I enjoy having a camera. I enjoy being behind the camera as much as I do being in front, to be honest. It's this, and that I think that's quite rare.
That's rare, but it's very rare.
Yeah, but I love it, and I think from I love that story of from where I've come from that rock bottom, knowing that you can get yourself out of it. So for people that are struggling, and I know a lot of people have gone through some tough times through this COVID challenge, and we need to understand that we can get ourselves out of this place, and it's going to take work and patience for ourselves, but you can get to a good place. And I have experienced that. I've experienced complete rock bottom, and I've worked on myself, and now I'm here where I'm really happy, pursuing the things I love, getting good work, trying to encourage others. And it's that saying of I try and bring value, inspiration, service, and entertainment to every video. I made.
I love
That's
that.
that's what I've learned in educating myself over the last couple of years from just being obsessed with the mindset podcasts and photography podcasts, because I think everyone jumps on YouTube for a few reasons, but it's mainly either education or entertainment. So my strategy, my theory was like, okay, and I kept on hearing this: we need to bring value, we need to be of service, we need to be educational and entertaining. So I thought, I call it VICE, VISE. I abbreviate it. So value, inspiration, service, and entertainment. And so I just now, every time I make a YouTube video, I want to try and bring those things, whether it's I really enjoy those behind the scenes photography videos that I do, because I get to, show a bit of character. I get to show that personal brand. I get to show my personality, which I think is very important. And I would encourage people to jump on stories. I know it can be hard, but to just jump on their stories, show a bit of personality, and that will go a long way for people that are potentially questioning whether they employ you or not. Because if they're saying, okay, this guy's fun, he brings a lot of energy, and he's good at what he does, and he's got character, and he's obviously takes a very good photo or video, he's like the full package. And so that's been my strategy. And I think it works. Like, people want energy. It's contagious. We want to feel comfortable, like especially brides and grooms, they want to feel comfortable when they've got someone holding a camera in their face. And if you can talk to them and communicate it's really well, then you're going to make their day feel a lot better. And that goes for brands, and that goes for shooting for businesses and clients. You can adapt to any situation and just be comfortable and confident, then that will really ring through, and then they'll tell their friends, and that work will just flow through, and you'll get more and more work. So it's working on yourself and working on that confidence and happiness and being self-aware and being very mindful about your presence and how you present yourself to clients, and is very important. And so I've gone from YouTube to that, but it always seems to me, it's funny how it always comes back.
I know.
It always comes back to it, but it's so true.
It is, man. You're so spot on. I think and correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn we had a conversation about you struggling to get started with the YouTube stuff. Is that right? Were you kind of like hesitating on that, and you were kind of, I could have sworn we had a conversation where you were getting kind of just like discouraged in a way, or am I making that shit up?
Yeah, no, actually you are right, Zach. I think at the very start, when I was trying to figure out what my content is going to be about, I think a friend of mine, I think I missed this out. His name's Films by Jay. I met him. He's in the US, and he became a very good friend of mine at this conference. And I was like, oh, mate, what's your thoughts on YouTube? We had that YouTube chat, and he said you should start a YouTube. And for a long time there, I was very hesitant to do it because I didn't really know what I could bring. And I get that imposter syndrome, and as everyone does, about like, who am I to tell people what you should do or how you should edit or how you should shoot? Sure. And so at the start, it was very confusing. And I think the most important thing is to just start, right? We just have to get going. That is the most important thing. And Jarrett said to me, I'm allowed to swear, right?
Fuck yes, bro. Come on.
Yeah, fuck.
You've listened to this fucking podcast.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Okay, fuck yeah. All right, sick. Okay, he goes, don't you ever give a fuck what the neighbors think. Meaning, don't give a fuck, basically.
Right.
Don't you ever give a fuck what your neighbors think. And just meaning, just go for it. Go all in. This is you. Do you, boo. He just said, mate, go for it. And and that's always stuck with me. And now, like, pretty much every video I make, I think of that comment. Don't ever give a fuck what the neighbors think. And I know if I've got like a story to tell that will help others, that is also like, it really makes me think, I don't care, because I'm helping people now. I'm bringing vice, I'm bringing those things. And this is important. And I think more of this needs to be brought into the world. So when you've got, and I mean, but no matter what you do, you can make videos. It's just a matter of starting. And if you enjoy it, just continue to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Totally. I mean, I'm kind of going through a transition with my YouTube channel too. We're starting the vlog series back up, and it's going to be different content because I'm not just a filmmaker anymore. So my identity has shifted and my content is shifting. And some people like that. Some people don't. One of the first videos I put out got a lot less views than I normally get, but the comments were like, whoa, like I've never really seen such an inside look of the way your mind works and the way you're doing things behind the scenes, and we kind of missed you. And it just goes to show that people are interested in what you do, even if you feel like it's boring as shit. It's not. People want to see it. They have this fascination and this need for connection. Even if it's just online watching someone on a screen, they still feel connected in some way. And I feel that way with your YouTube videos. Before this podcast, I caught up with some of the videos, and there's just a vibe.
Thanks,
You
just
just
subscribe yet?
I don't know if I subscribed. I might
Mate,
not have subscribed yet. I might have to work on that. I might, you know what? I'm going to click the fucking subscribe button right now.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. I don't remember. There's a lot of channels that I watch all the time that I'm not subscribed to because the algorithm, it just keeps popping them up. So
okay,
that's interesting.
Those excuses, mate. I don't know about that.
You like how I threw that in there? Oh man. Oh shit. I got caught. Anyways.
Good.
Yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that. What were we talking about before that?
Just
YouTube,
watching content and
imposter. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you were just saying how, like you were changing slightly on what you want to doing, but what you were trying to do. But I think that's, you can't make things from other people for other people. Well, it's, you've got to continue to do what you're doing and your vision, right? And what you value. So you've got to continue to go down that path, and you're going to change, and we all change and adapt. And if we were to stay on one path and just do one thing for the rest of our lives, it'd be a fucking boring life. So, as we learn and grow, we just tend to shift slightly through and take different paths. And I think that's natural in life. And I think we need that. Otherwise we would actually have boring lives. So, and that comes into creating videos and creating content differently. We learn these things and we want to it's like, oh, that's quite cool. But yeah, it just sort of, it slightly changes and we adapt, and that's important, I think.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
super important. And your audience, the more as you let yourself change, your audience kind of changes with you. The people around you change. You kind of grow and adapt together, and also people fall off too, and that's going to happen. As you change,
absolutely.
People are not going to be interested in what you're doing anymore. I mean, there's people that used to follow me that, I don't see around anymore. There's some people that used to follow me when I put out my very first fitness video. It's just, it's wild. So as long as you continue to put the stuff out that, like you said, that you want to watch, that you want to just create for you, it really attracts a really special, unique community to your social and your channel and the things that you have going on.
Exactly. Yeah, that what you said there was really important. I think, with create content that you want to watch.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I think
Rambling Road.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a big inspiration for me was Andrew Kearns. And
Yeah.
obviously the Casey Neistat, but
Sure.
he was a bit of a genius in innovating the space. But Andrew Kearns, I really love how he would just do the vlogs and show the photos. And I think that was my original idea. That's where it come from. What I'm trying to do now, how I'm doing the behind the scenes with these models, excuse me, and yeah, with these models and trying to just get the behind the scenes, because it is crazy how many people actually like seeing what you do, like what goes on behind, because you have this product on your Instagram or your website and like photos and videos, but to the average person, they're like, I wonder how you did that. So bringing them in is also a form of like letting them into your life, and like almost a form of personal branding, I guess. It's bringing them in and showing them how it's created. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people find that really interesting.
Yeah. What
I
kind
know I
of
did.
yeah, no, absolutely. What type of clients and things are you working on now? I know you've got the weddings. I know you're crushing the wedding game and stuff. You're working. Weren't you working with Emmett at some point? Weren't you
Yeah.
collaborating on
So,
something?
okay. So the story continues. I'll just quickly touch on that.
Let's go,
Um,
baby.
yeah, so after like really dialing in my photography, well, that sounds real wanky, but no, after just really working on my photography and trying to get that, like these clean images and focusing on storytelling. And another inspiration for me was Finn Beals, Samuel Elkins, Andrew Kearns, Emmett Sparling. They're
Mm,
like, if you see my grid, you'll probably see a lot of similarities with like Kearns and Beals.
mm,
And I was focusing on the storytelling hard, and I was just really trying to get clean images. And I was working on Photoshop, trying to learn a bit around that as well to clean these things up. And about 2 months ago, Emmett Sparling, I haven't really been speaking to him a lot since the event
mm,
in Canada. A little bit every now and then, just a little bit of banter, But
mm.
he reached out to me about 2 months ago and said to me, mate, your work is really, really good. I want to help you to create a media kit.
Mm.
And please don't go out and message Emmett. You help him. But
Yeah.
this is what he did for me after.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
You obviously need to build that relationship with the person you admire.
Right.
That's what I
Maybe you
want to
start
say. And
investing with him first, and then he
yes,
might be more
and
likely to
that's
help you.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's perfect, and that's why we've built that relationship and like friendship, because the original investment was there.
Right.
And he's obviously seen something in my work, and he's reached out to me a couple of months ago and said, "Hey, your work is super clean. I love it. I really think this is going to be really good for brands." And that just sort of blew my mind. It's like come full circle, he was my mentor. Like, I guess he's been my mentor, and then this comes right around to him reaching out to me. So we've just finished building a media kit. So now I have a media kit built, like myself and Emmett built it together, and it was just like amazing, because
Yeah.
he, 2 years ago, he was up there. I tried to message him on Instagram. He would have messaged me. He has
Right.
700,000 followers, of course. And,
Of course.
people like that can't get around to messaging everyone,
Right. Too
and
busy.
but it's
Too many
just,
people.
yeah. And it just blew my mind that after that hard work and believing myself, it's come around, and now this has happened. And he said, also, I have a manager. I want to put her in contact with you, and she does all the outreach, and she makes commission from brand work and client work.
Mm.
And I was just like, holy shit, fuck yeah, let's go. and and yeah, so here we are now. She's actually quite busy doing some uni work at the moment, so she hasn't reached out for a little while, but she'll be done at the end of this month, and then we'll start continuing to reach out to brands. And the brand work is that I have a little bit on. It's just the odd stuff, but it's more wedding filmmaking coming into it now. But I've just finished filming a documentary for a private client that reached out to me up here in beautiful Broome in the north of Western Australia.
Wow.
And it's a documentary around history, how this police officer came here to settle and protect law and order in this like extremely remote place. And they're family members and of this guy called Walter G. And he was buried on this island as after he was speared by natives. And so
Wow.
they've employed me to, create this documentary for them. So I have a couple of private clients
Mm-hmm.
coming in that are asking questions, but mainly weddings at the moment. And then when I start to work with Heidi again, hopefully I can start
Yeah.
getting onto some more things with brands. But we had a quick discussion a while ago, didn't we? Maybe 3 or 4 months ago, around just to try and put me on track to where I was going, because I was trying to. I think then I was more so just a little bit disappointed that I wasn't getting as much work, because I thought my work like deserved it a bit, like deserved some brand work. But then I think we discovered together that it came down to pitching. It came down to creating that media kit,
Yeah.
because that work doesn't just land on your door. Like, we need to be actively pursuing it.
Right. Because of how many people are talented. Like there's so many photographers and your work is incredible and it speaks for itself. But there's still other people out there too that are, if you want to look at it as competition, I guess it's competition. Um, I don't like to see it that way, but there's a lot of freaking talented people that do what you do. And so some of the unsexy stuff is kind of the business stuff. And, that's kind of why the Creator's Blueprint was born in the first place. So is that when you started to realize, oh, wait, my craft, my skill level, I can't rely on that 100%?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It was, I realized I needed help. And I think in this journey that we're trying to create this path for ourselves, and we all have big goals. I knew that, okay, I can't do this alone. I need some help. And I really enjoyed your filmmaking course, and I enjoyed the community that you had there. And then you started to speak about the creators blueprint course. So that's when I was like, okay, this works on mindset, this works on the marketing, this works on like the service and scaling your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to realize, we talk about that hamster wheel, the film, edit, repeat, film, edit, repeat.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I started to do that. And now more than ever, I'm actually feeling that, like, okay, I need to get serious on creating a digital product or doing something so
Mm.
I can get this passive income. So I dived headfirst into the Creators Blueprint, and it was an amazing amount of information, and it was a huge amount of help. And I'm friends with a lot of the community members in there, and just been going through that has been a huge help for like giving me a bit more clarity, as well as trying to figure out, okay, I do need to create a product here to help my business grow, to scale my business, so I can potentially take a step a little bit from the hamster wheel and the editing and filming and repeating type thing. So
Yes.
yeah, again, like, we're constantly learning, right? And that's been another mind shift for me to realize, okay, we need to do that. We need to do something like that and create more of a business instead of the an entrepreneur instead of the freelancer, like you say
Right.
best.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know that you even wanted to get into some type of coaching or digital products and like maybe around the same time as the Careers Blueprint. I don't remember, but I know that's been an interest of yours. Are you starting to get the ball moving with that? I know you got your YouTube channel, you're starting to beef up your personal brand. What kind of stuff are
Yeah,
you kind of brainstorming these days? Because I mean, obviously people listening to this podcast are just going to know, like, all right, Josh, like you're definitely made to coach. You're so well spoken. You understand people's thoughts and
thanks, mate.
emotions. Like You're clearly made to do this, not trying to blow smoke up your butt or anything, not kiss your ass.
Right.
But that's how I truly feel. And I think people listening to this would not disagree at all. So yeah, so are you starting to brainstorm some of these things and
Yeah.
maybe think
Yep.
about a podcast? Like I see a podcast in your future, 100%. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good question. That's a great question. And I think once I started to do the creator's blueprint, I started thinking about my business differently for the better to how I can grow it. And that's when I got the idea. I think that's when I started to get the idea of this vice idea of value, inspiration, service, and entertainment, as a lot of people want to be educated. And that's when I thought, well, I think my photos are pretty good enough to making video, like behind the scenes videos around it. This shows my personal branding, shows my personality, I should say, more so personality and photos, and that sort of just grows your personal branding, I guess. So with the YouTube, that was it, and I would eventually like to get income off YouTube. So I'm going to continue to go with that. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a big. I'm really, really happy. I just trusted my intuition in that, because I'm big on intuition, right? I'm big on just like having this belief, this small whisper. If you hear this whisper,
Yeah,
you've got to just follow it. I think it's important to follow your intuition. So that was something that was telling me to start the YouTube channel and bring the vice. And you know what? Something pretty amazing has happened just recently. Canon Australia reached out to me. I got an email from Canon Australia 2 months ago saying that they want these videos. They want these behind the scenes videos.
Really?
So I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I could not believe it. So, and that is the proof. That is the proof of just following your own intuition and having that self-belief, working hard and just manifesting it and going all in on it. And these things will come out of it. So if you just follow that path and go, I think there's been a lot of hard work, but basically from these YouTube videos, Canon has now reached out to me. And if you go check out Canon Australia's TikTok, they've just put one of my videos on their TikTok.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Are you on TikTok right now or no?
Yeah, I'm shit at it. I want to get better. I'm actively going to try and get better. Canon Australia.
Sorry, how old are you?
33.
33. Okay. Yeah. You've got an excuse. You got a TikTok excuse. 33.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Gen Z
Let's
out
just
there.
Do it. Let's have fun on TikTok. Why not?
Yeah.
That's why I say it. And I spoke to a friend. Let's just stay on this Canon thing just quickly. I want to just try and help other people to inspire to pursue what they're trying to do. So from that, basically, now they've also said, okay, we love these videos. We want to put these on our social media. So I've been speaking to the Australia and New Zealand social media manager of Canon. And I think they're going to put the next video up on their Instagram at the end of this month.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. They see the value in the videos and they want to put them out there. Yeah, because I'm doing a lot of the.
And you don't have like millions of views, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like everyone go. I hope people that are listening are going to go and subscribe to you. I'm going to tell them to go and subscribe to your YouTube channel, as well as myself if I'm not subscribed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But I mean, like, think about even myself. Like, oh no, this didn't get many views. It can still change your fucking life. If it has 200 views, you don't know who's watching your videos. Like, oh my God, like so many of my clients came from those videos when I was like doing 200 views, 150, 500, whatever. And not just, random clients, but some like really interesting people, like the owner of Cuts Clothing. He used to watch my old vlogs all the time. And, we talked about it, and so I'm like, what the hell? Like, are you kidding me? So just like really interesting stuff like that. So when just a message for creatives, like just because you're getting 100 views, 90 views, you don't know who's watching them, and you don't know who's gonna come calling, come knocking on your door.
Exactly. Yeah. And that comes back to just starting with, no matter how many numbers you have. If you have a vision and if you're passionate about something, you just got to get going, get moving. Because if it does bring value and people start to like catch on with your idea and it's a good idea, then that's how it grows. It's just, we just have to start. That's the most important thing. And once we get our head around that, that it's not about the numbers. It's just about starting and getting moving, and that momentum will carry on. It's just about self-belief, get going, and it will work out.
Yeah,
as it has.
It's really that simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mindset. Yeah. It's all mindset, baby.
It's mindset, baby. That's it. That's it. That's it. Oh man, I'm loving this podcast. What's been? I mean, we talked about a lot of exciting stuff, so this might be repetitive, but what are you looking forward to most in the future with your business, with things that you have going on, client work, digital products, coaching, personal brand? What are you most excited about in the future here?
Yeah, so this has also got me thinking from, sorry, to answer the last question, to continue on with this question, was it's got me more serious about doing the coaching. It's got me more serious about creating workshops and digital products and stepping up to becoming that person you want to be, right? It's putting yourself in that, again, it's mindset. You have to put yourself into that identity of being a coach, of hosting a workshop, of knowing that you've got the passion and skill to do it, so you just got to do it. And after I finish this kind of working holiday, I'm going to head back. I'm moving to a new office with a friend of mine, and a graphic designer, and beautiful, amazing people. And I'm going to start doing some workshops in that office space. He's got a projector, so we can bring in people. We're going to try and some Lightroom and Photoshop workshops, and then I think I'm going to try and film them, and so it's like two birds in one stone, and then maybe and then start creating something around those videos.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Leverage products, baby. Leveraging products. Let's fucking go. You're speaking my language.
Let's go. Yeah. So that's got me thinking about that. I'm starting to all right, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Let's get some people in. Let's build this community, and let's get coaching. I want to help people. I want to, just people. Yeah, like I said at the start, people just need that helping hand to get moving, and I want to provide that.
Yeah, I see you really helping a lot of creatives, especially getting more comfortable with showing up on camera, because I know that's just so difficult. Because we're so used to being behind the camera. A lot of photographers are maybe introverted. Who knows? We're so used to being behind the camera that it's just, an uncomfortable thing, but it elevates your brand so much. It's crazy.
So much.
Yeah. And I see you playing a role in a lot of things with creatives, but I see like that being definitely one of your key focuses for sure, because you're so good at it. So that's amazing, dude.
Thank you, mate. Yeah,
that's exciting. That's really exciting stuff.
It's very exciting. I think, to touch on personal branding a little bit, I think that's also been in my mind as well. I listen to, like I said, a lot of educational podcasts around it, and I think there's four main things for personal branding. If people don't know, that are listening at home or on a walk or hanging out, it is a trust accelerator. It is a digitization of reputation. It is going to be very profitable, and it is the future. I think that is personal branding. Personal branding is going to almost become a currency. I think it is going to, as YouTube grows, as these things just continue to grow. I think if you're not on the train of sort of getting around your personality to help your business, you may get left behind. And Gary Vee has been talking about this for fucking years, and we've just been sleeping on it. But we're starting to realize like, shit, this is real. This is real. So I think it is. I believe, yeah, in my opinion, that's been my strategy to get in front of the camera, to show that brand and show your personality, because humans want to relate to humans, right? We see our work, and that's great, but I think it really helps to have that personality, to put that face to the work.
Right.
So I would encourage people to just to start to it. I know it's super daunting, but
it can be.
Yeah.
You got the imposter syndrome. You got, you feel like a fraud. You feel like everyone else is already doing it. So who's going to listen to you? You have all these things come up, but I love reverse engineering things. And, if I'm feeling that way and I feel like I'm not growing or whatever it is, I just look at the people that I really look up to, that I love, that I follow. And I ask myself, why am I following them? And it really doesn't come down to like just skills. It comes down to like just characteristics, like showing up, being a leader on camera, just showing their quirks and being vulnerable and showing some type of authenticity. You don't have to complicate this shit and be some like, I was always insecure about the way I spoke. I thought I just came off just sounding stupid. But nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. They just
everyone's too concerned about their own life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
So if you can ask yourself those questions, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking yesterday, because I was just out having fun shooting a video with a mate, and he's like in photo and video as well, but it can be a little bit awkward. Like, it's totally awkward. You throw the camera on yourself and you start talking, and it feels weird because you got a friend there, and it's all just this weird dynamic.
It's weird.
And I'm not sure. I swear the Americans do it like better than anyone else. They just fucking get around and do it. I'm like, oh man, you guys do it well. But I think, I don't know. As I'm trying to do it, and it's weird in front of my friend, but you've just got to push through it. But I also don't want to say, like, force everyone to go, hey, you've got to do it. Like, you don't have to do it, but I think it does help. Yeah. But yeah, it feels it does feel weird, but hey,
it's weird.
It's also, you might find that you enjoy it a lot. And that's where I was going with it. Sorry. As filmmakers, I'm sure there's a lot of filmmakers out there listening to this, that it really, I've found doing my YouTube videos, it has really helped me become a better storyteller. So obviously you've just got to put in the reps to be better, than like to just continue to grow and gain that skill as a filmmaker, as a photographer, as no matter what industry you're in, you've just got to continue to do it to improve, right? And for me, continuing to do these YouTube channels and committing to that, it has helped me like get creativity as a muscle, right? It has helped me to grow that creative muscle, to focus on the story, to come up with different ways I can tell a story. So it's fun and it's engaging and it shows personal brand and all that, but it's also, the most important thing is that it has really helped me grow my personal my storytelling skills.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
storytelling, baby.
Yeah, storytelling. Woo. I mean, that's exactly what I did too. That's how I learned. You just experiment. You press buttons. You had fun with it. It's really all it is. But it's always, and I always talk about this, it's always easier to press buttons and experiment and do silly things when you don't know that much, when you don't have much to compare to. And that's why it was easy for me to get things going with the stuff that I wanted to do, because I didn't really know that many people when I first started. It just felt like me. And so I was just being me, and it helped. And someone like, my girlfriend Wix, she wants to eventually have her own brand and stuff, but she's so smart. She knows so much. She knows how to run a business. She works for a big business. Like, she has all this knowledge, and it gets in her way, and it delays things more and more because of that. So it really helps to be naive, and don't feel like, just because you can't get this thing going, don't feel like you're alone. Everyone is dealing with that. And the reason why is because you know so much. You're smart. You've been around this a lot. So you have a lot to compare to, and it can freeze us up,
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, she's a legend. Oh, yeah. It's you guys. I'm very happy for you guys. That's cool.
Yeah, we're having fun. We're having fun.
Nice. And you're moving? You might be moving.
We might be moving. We might be moving.
Okay.
I'm not making any official announcements, but we're looking at different areas. We're looking. I don't know if you know, like, the Arizona at all.
I've been to Vegas, partied pretty hard in Vegas. Ended
Okay.
up, I probably can't say on this podcast what happened, but yeah, it was I had a good time in Vegas. We'll leave it at that.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
No,
I mean, anything is allowed here, but that's I get that.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
we're experimenting. I mean, long story short, I love LA so much, but it has changed. And that's, I've only lived here for 3 years. That's coming from, my sister-in-law, who's born and raised here, has friends here, like, her family's here, everything's here, and she's even, like, thinking about potentially leaving. So many people are leaving. But it always felt like we were kind of just travelers, like it was kind of a stepping stone and never just a home. And that's for most people that live here. It's usually a stepping stone for people. So we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, I love it. I think LA for me is a place that I would love to come to visit for a week or two, to do business in, to, hang out with good people and have, good food, and then go back home.
Nice. Yeah.
So.
Is that due to, like, what's going on in the world right now? Or, like, getting out of a city, you think it would be better to get somewhere in a smaller population?
I think it's me with my business, and not, like, we moved here because my network was so good here, and I was still doing client work at the time, and my brother was here, and it just made sense. Like, the move was very easy because it wasn't easy, but I felt more confident than going to, like, Mississippi, which is, like, I have nobody there. Like, I don't know anybody. That LA was a much easier move than, because of those things. But now I can, the pandemic has showed how virtual everything is. I can grow my business anywhere in the world. And just kind of the stage in my life. Like, I want a little bit more peace and quiet a little bit, but who knows? We might go there and move right back to LA because we hated it. Who knows? We're in this, stage in our lives that we're able to do those things. And so why not do those things?
Why not?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that encourages and inspires me to just touch on what you just said, that you can work from anywhere in the world. And that comes from growing that business, from in scaling and doing those courses and running those digital products and learning about that through the Creator's Blueprint. So it's getting off that hamster wheel and having that opportunity, like, working hard to get to that stage where you're at now, where you can basically live wherever you want and work online. That is a very fucking cool thing. And that is really cool.
I mean, you can't beat in person. When you talk about deep connection, like when you invested in Emmett's workshop and stuff, like, you can't beat in person. You just can't. But virtual is not too far behind ish.
No, this is fucking great. I love this.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah. And when we get together, when you come out here for the live event for the Creators Blueprint, which I'm making you come out, it'll feel like we've been hanging out this whole time. I'm gonna get my fucking jab first.
We're not even allowed to leave Australia, but I would love to come.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm coming out for sure. I'm creating something's going to happen. Yeah, I'm manifesting the shit out of that. But that's it's happening.
Yes, it
Whether
will make
it's
it happen
next year or in fucking 4 years. Yeah.
I hope not 4 years, dear God.
Me too, mate.
Let's wrap this up in a pretty bow, shall we?
We shall.
The themes, the main theme that I'm getting from everything that you've said on this podcast, which is just so spot on, is, and I wrote them down, is the belief in yourself. You got to have it. That's all that mindset work. It's so important. Living in that identity, becoming the person that you need to become now, and not waiting for it to happen at the end of the journey. That's number one. Number two is you have to invest in yourself because of the shortcut. And I think people think with like, oh, you can find everything on Google and YouTube. Some stuff you can, but when you invest in these workshops, these courses, these programs, you're collapsing your timeline because everything is so condensed into one place. But even more so, it's a cheat code for getting in touch with these people that, like you with Emmett, like when you first reached out to him, there was no response, nothing. And then you invest and, oh, lo and behold, he's paying attention. And that's a powerful strategy that a lot of people do. You just don't see it as much in the creative industries, in my opinion. So that's number two. And then number three is take the fucking leap, because when you do, as Josh just said, the net does appear. You end up figuring it out. Did I nail down what we talked about here?
No, that is very, very accurate. I think something I just want to touch on that might help people listening at home as well is creating a beautiful way to, or not beautiful, a good way to start your day as well. And something that has really helped me that I've found is practicing like a bit of journaling in the morning. I think, and this is really improved. I think has proved my mindset even more as well. Is my morning routine is to journal, work out, cold shower, meditate, and it's like pretty much every morning I do that. I've been a little bit slack up here, to be honest, because I'm on holiday vacay.
Yeah, but and you know what? That's okay.
That's
You're
okay.
Not gonna do it every day. You're not gonna do it every day.
Yeah. It's time to have a bit of rest from it, but. No, I really think there's a lot of power in journaling as well. It really narrows that clarity down in your vision. And as you continue to write each morning, I think you get clearer and clearer on where you want to go. So that's 100%. Something important. Yep. And then obviously working out, we need to get those endorphins going. We just feel so much better and confident and happy when we exercise. So that's always been my main priority since I was a young fella. Was
you're looking jacked, bro. You're looking jacked.
Is to keep fit. Yeah. And I think is to keep fit. Yeah. And then something I've recently brought in was the fucking fad of the world right now is to have these cold showers and Wim Hof and all that shit. But I think it does work. I think it's like for whatever it does with your body, like your mental health, I think the cold shower or the cold plunge does work. And then the meditation is to allow this really helps. There is fucking real science behind this. And it is to just have these thoughts and allow these thoughts to pass. So if there's the people that are listening that are having these negative thoughts, are having these imposter syndrome thoughts, and they can, by meditating and being mindful, it allows these negative thoughts to come in, you acknowledge them, and then you just let them pass by concentrating on your breathing. And for me, that has been quite a game changer. It's like now almost nothing, if you continue to meditate, now almost nothing really upsets me because I've kind of practiced things to just move on and move out and then be present and then just continue on to live your life and be happier. It's literally made my life. I really rate those 4 things. Hey, if you can at least do 2, and then you'll be happy. It's such a great way to start your day and to move on. I think it's really important to, again, it comes back to mindfulness.
Yeah. No, I'm
gratitude,
with you.
empathy, and mindfulness.
I love that.
Yeah.
I,
So I
I'm,
just
I'm,
wanted to throw that in there. Sorry.
no, I'm glad you did because, you know, I don't think we realize how often we just first thing in the morning we get on our phones and, you know, you're so sensitive in the morning to different emotions and things that could happen. Like, you know, and a certain email could trigger you at 7 a.m., but you would laugh at it at 5 p.m. You know what I mean? And you have to be
Yeah.
aware of that. Um, and, you know, seeing that email, seeing, you know, an Instagram comment or, you know, whatever you see, if something triggers you in a way, that's not how you want to start your day. So you need to
Um,
have something just like you said. And I love each and every one of those things. And I try to include that into my morning routine as well. The cold showers, I go back and forth. Like I
yeah, they're
start with
tough.
hot and then I go ice cold and then I jump out and I try to hold it for as long as I can. That's my strategy.
Yeah.
You do you go
Oh
straight
shit.
cold or what?
I'll go straight cold, and
Oh,
I live
you're
in
savage.
in the southwest of Australia, and it's
Oh
actually quite
shit.
cold. It's not the fucking desert or where people think it might be. No, it's quite cold, and it's I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, but it's cold. But and then I crank it up to hot. But I've actually started like change finishing on cold again because
Yeah.
I don't know, it's something about it. But you know, you can experiment. You don't have to do all those things. You can try a few
Yeah.
things what work. But really, I think practicing some of those things, especially like practicing mindfulness, really will help improve your lifestyle and your well-being,
Yeah. It's everything. Last couple
which then
questions.
continues on into your business. That's what I
Oh
would say.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's the whole point, right?
yeah,
Well, not the whole point. I shouldn't say that. There's more to
but
life than business, but it's a
yeah,
big point. It's a big
yes.
point. Um, last couple questions.
Hit me.
I'm I'm curious if you had a friend or someone that you knew that needs this type of stuff, that needs the creator's blueprint and the things that we cover in that program, and they're listening to this right now. It doesn't have to be a friend, it could be just like a random person, and they're listening to this and they're like on the fence and they're unsure. Like today I spoke to somebody that they were like, yeah, you know, this is a lot of money and I think I need to up my production value first before I, you know, get into this program. What would you say to someone that's on the fence that you know needs to get inside of this program?
Oh, Zach, um, mate, I think it has been incredible, and I think our journey together, just alone from having you building this friendship, is enough. And it's just been such a cool journey from knowing you from the start, from when I started the filmmaking course, when I was fucking like pretty much scared to like jump in there and figure it out, to working on it with you, even to like blowing my mind to see those bird music design, sound design, to you know, from the simplest basic thing, right, to now like knowing Final Cut in and out, to now going into the creators group blueprint, to getting the support from you, to getting the support from the other community members in the platform, to working on the mindset for this and the service and the vision and the marketing and the team building and the scaling. All that information in there has allowed me to grow so much, and it has been a huge, yeah, it has made a huge impact. And I wouldn't be here now, like smiling, working with Canon, doing all these things I'm doing right now if I hadn't just dived into it, invested in myself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, who's going to invest in you? That's what I think. And it's been an absolute game changer for me. And I really appreciate everything you've done for myself and everyone else out there. I know you've been a huge impact, and I think there's so much value in the creators blueprint course that yeah, it's you need to jump on that fence, commit, dive in, and you will thank your future self when you do that, because you will grow incredibly, and it's what I realize are needed. So I think it's amazing.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate our friendship. And, you know, as you start to become that coach yourself, because I know that's in your future, to hear how things impact your own members and students and things like that, and to see those transformations. I mean, that's the whole reason why, you get into this space in the first place, is to see someone have their self-doubts. You can see the things that are blocking them, and maybe they can't see it for themselves just yet, and to completely 180 and just fucking go through those obstacles and do some amazing things that surprise not you but themselves, where they're like, holy fucking shit, this is wild. That's what makes this all worth it. And I think
Yeah.
you are an incredible example of that. And anybody that's listening to this needs to go follow you. Where can people follow, see your stuff, your YouTube, your Instagram? I want people to be attached to what you're doing, because it's really quality.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, my YouTube is just Josh Ball, Ball is my last name, and my Instagram photography is Josh Ball _images. And some of my wedding work, if you want to say it, is Josh Ball _weddings, and that's
you have that. You have that in your bio, though, right?
Yeah, I think it's in
the
the Josh.
account?
Yeah, my main one
so
I'm using is Josh Ball Josh Ball _images.
Dope.
That's the main one. That's where I shot mainly. That's where I get on those stories, get it going. So that's the main fun one. So yeah,
Sick,
no, I
dude.
really appreciate it.
Hell yeah. All right, man. This was amazing. This blew my expectations, and I think everyone listening to this has gotten so much. So thanks for being here, and I hope you had some fun too, man. And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
Peace. Later.
Peace.